Hello and good morning to everybody. Slightly unusual show today, and I'll probably repeat this several different times. But the girls had a sleepover, so they are with my brother and his kids, and I have a sort of special unboxing for us all today. So I just want to say good morning. Hope everybody's doing well, and happy Saturday, happy weekend. Hmm. Yeah, been awake for quite a while already this morning, but I've been watching some fun early morning shows. I know the New York Warrior home of the New York Warriors was going on early doing their comics and coffee show. I just watched Perry do a reaction video to the second Halloween film. I know he's doing a horror film every day this month, a reaction film to a a reaction to a horror film each day. And I am a huge fan of Halloween 1 and 2. And I'm so glad he enjoyed it because I think that's just one of the all time great horror sequels. Um, so yeah, I've been bipping around the YouTubes this morning. Hope everybody's doing well. Let's see who's hanging out with us already this morning. We got Battle 66 Delta, and I believe we got Panda as well. Good morning, Battle 66 Panda. They are holding it down in the chat here. Hulk smashing, Wolverine slashing the like button. Thank you. We got White Tiger, my man Ruben Guzman. How you doing? Uh, you can be early. Early's fine. I'm always early rather than late. That's just me. We got my man Brandon from Comics Kings. This is high praise. But if you haven't been catching Brandon's interviews he's been doing, and then he did a late night show with an amazing panel of guests the other night. So if you want some new comic book day chat and you missed it on, I think was it Thursday night, Brandon? Definitely check it out. Good stuff there. And let's see here. Just pretend, be silent, be quiet. We got TM Nerdy. What's going on, Travis? Hope you're having a good morning, my friend. And we got Jason from Claiming Comics. He's making breakfast burritos. Nice. That's my style of breakfast. Absolutely. Somehow the chat jumped over a few folks here, like my dad, who sent me an amazing article from, was it the Times, Dad? Let me double check where this article came from. It was an LA Times article called Bonding with My Son Over Comics. A fantastic article for a Saturday morning. The writer of the article is Douglas Wolk, Wolk. And it looks like it must have just been this morning, maybe, that it was published. But thanks for sending that, my dad. Awesome. So if you want something to think about bonding with your kids or bonding with your parents over comics, there it is. Douglas Wolk from the Los Angeles Times has got something for you. I missed Perry. Oh my gosh, I'm missing a ton of people in the chat. Sorry, I'm going so slow here. Ariel is in the chat. Good morning, Ariel. I hope you're doing well. I hope Simon's doing well as well. Perry said morning. Dude, yeah, it was a blast. I have not seen. I haven't watched those movies in a while because my girls are still so young that it's just got to be me. My wife doesn't want to watch horror movies, so your channel gives me the chance to watch them until my girls are a little older, and then we really give them a try. Yeah, ahoy, mates and mermaids from the captain. Good morning, sir. We got Phil Ailing in the chat. Phil, how are you doing this morning? And let's see here. Did I catch everybody? I think I said hello to Azores, but Eric, if I didn't, buenos dias, senor. I hope you're having some café con leche. I am not. I'm sorry. I'm having tea this morning. Usually coffee at work, but tea at home. So there we go. A little coffee to start the day, a little tea to get going. My man, Coach Vic, how are you doing this morning, sir? He's just getting into X-Men a little bit, and I'm hoping that we can get him to read some books in advance and join Justin and I for some Omni X-Men at some point. It'll be awesome to have. And let's see. Did I miss anybody? Oh, chat keeps jumping on me. I think we're doing all right. Hey, Brandon with the $5 super chat. He said, we haven't had a clip in a goddamn long minute, so let's do it. So here you go, brother. I got some branding for you. Let's see what we can choose here. Branding for Brandon. Let's see what the girls are up to. And I'll get one more for you here. How about this one?
Party for myself. I'm having a me party, and I need nobody else.
You can even hear Charlie trying to join that whole time. She's just singing in there. Lady Fantastic Caroline, how are you doing this morning? I hope you're off to a good day. Michael and Riley from the Downright Nerdy podcast, good morning to you. Magic Lasso wants the theme song. Sadly, no Kate and Charlie today. So as I mentioned at the top of the show, Kate and Charlie are at my brother's house. They did a little sleepover. Charlie has no soccer games this weekend, so it was a perfect weekend to kind of do a little cousin slumber party. So they're going to go to my niece's, her soccer game and then cheer her on this morning. So there you go. Looks like Ariel's having some tea, but vinegar tea. Ooh, that sounds harsh. Harsh on the system, probably good for you. Harsh on the system. Terry Vaughn, my man, is here. He saw 2 great movies, Black Widow and Cry Macho. I haven't heard of Cry Macho. I have to go look that one up. And let's see here. Heading into work. Take it easy, Eric. I'll catch you later. Hillbilly Comics, what is going on? Good morning to you. And that is it. So let me just say a little bit about the top of the show here, kind of what I want to be doing. I purchased my first art commission, and thanks to my buddy Justin over at No Good Comics, he put me on to a community artist who is up and coming, who does really great work. I put the link to Nickolas's Instagram and art website down below. He has incredibly reasonable rates and a super high quality of art. And I saw the piece he made for Justin, and I instantly sent him a message saying, can I get on your list? And thankfully he had it open, and I was like, yes, I'm going for this. Well, the artwork is here now, so I'm going to be unboxing my first piece of original commissioned artwork. And I'm definitely excited about this. What is up, Dave Collects? Yeah. Good morning to you. Lasso says Cry Macho is the new Clint Eastwood movie. Okay, I did hear about his new movie. I just did not know the name. Okay, so that helps. Thank you. I appreciate that. So if it's on HBO Max, then I can watch it. Sounds like a plan. See, it's time for the Red River Shootout. I love Red River. Red River is a classic movie. I don't know what the Red River Shootout is. I remember that ending in a big fist fight. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. What is up, Mars? How are you doing? What is up, Ron? Just a Rican, my man. So let's talk about original art. I have a few pieces of original art in that I've purchased a few sketch covers from community members, and I won some prizes like this one. And this is the piece of original art that I probably am most in love with in my collection. I won this from I Love Signed Comics, one of his giveaways. The artist, I think his name is Heinrich. I think that's the name of the artist for this piece. I can't quite remember, but independent artist, and had made this beautiful Phoenix piece. And it's been something I'm waiting to frame at some point and have always really loved. But when it came time to talk to Nickolas, this friend of Justin's, this artist on Instagram, about possibly doing a commission piece for me, I wanted something that would partner with this, but of course be my favorite X-Men character, Storm. So if you saw the image that is the thumbnail for this video, then you saw the digitally colored version that he made it. I wanted something black and white like this. But for a little bit more, he made a digitally colored version, so I can show that to you because I loaded it here. Let me see if I can get the button for it. Where is it? There it is. So this is what my art piece that I purchased as a commission from Nickolas is going to look like. This is the color version. Beautiful stuff. I can't wait to see it in black and white, and that's what I'm unboxing for you all this morning. It's supposed to be like, you can kind of see it, right? Ooh, side by side here. These pieces would be able to be facing off a little bit, right? That's kind of my goal. I think he titled the piece "Hit Me with Your Best Shot," the Pat Benatar song. So very, very excited about this. So without further ado, let's dive in to the unboxing. And he packaged it, of course, really, really well. I'm going to need to get my Reggie Collects blade here and kind of get into this a little bit. Some masking tape on the side. And again, if you want to get a commission from Nickolas, I put his information down below. The rates are very reasonable. And the work is really high quality, as you kind of just got a glimpse of right there. All right. We got the wrapper off there. And I just got a couple of pieces of tape on the outside. Let's see here. So excited for this. Brandon says, oh, yeah. So I've never really done this kind of thing before, but I wanted a piece to match this so that when I frame them, I could either get a double frame, one frame with both pieces in it, or two frames that I can hang side by side. But I did want something to match the Phoenix piece that I got here. So this seemed like a great way to do that. And if I'm going to get something, it's going to be storm related. And of course, it's going to be the Mohawk Storm. Your chair is bumping Phoenix. Uh-oh. Got to go this way. Turn this way. Thanks for the heads up on that one, Battle. Appreciate that. All right, here we go. Oh, Billy. Okay. So let's see here. Maybe it's going to open like this. I think I got it right. Oh, man. Look at that. Look at that. I'll get my fingers off of it. Oh, my gosh. Come on. Come on. That is amazing. Oh, Nickolas, dude. I could not be happier with this. Holy cow. Set that down. Yes. Dude. Holy Coconuts is right. Legion of Comics is here. What is going on? But now I got these ladies. Can do a little side by. I mean, come on. Look at that. Look at that. Can you imagine these when they're framed, hanging up somewhere? Just so awesome. Right? Oh my gosh. I am freaking out here, man. So let me see if it'll stand up here with Phoenix. Sorry, I've looked at Phoenix so much. I want to be looking at Storm for a little bit. Maybe I need to tilt it a little. I think that'll work. Look at that. Oh, it's a little glaring going on there. Look at that. Dude. So Nickolas, huge thank you. This is it's exactly what I wanted. Stunning. He even asked me, like, Mohawk Storm, there's a couple like punk eras. What are you thinking? Were you thinking more this artist or this artist? And one of the artists he mentioned was Mark Silvestri. He mentioned Mark Silvestri, and I was like, yes, that's my guy, Mark Silvestri, all the way. And definitely hit the homage of little Mark Silvestri love. That, man. I'm geeking out, guys. I'm geeking out. Okay, so let's say back hello to some people. I did mention Mark real quickly, but hello, Legion of Comics. Congrats on 1,000 subscribers. He gave away a ton of great stuff, but dropping a ton of videos. You should definitely be subscribed to Mark. We got Ben Compton, straight out of Compton. What is going on? We got my LCS partner here, Sith Lordley, going on. Sith, I know he's probably got his late night show tonight, looking at all the comics that are coming out and what he's been reading, breaking it all down. So thank you all for coming by. Yes, and here is Storm, Hit Me With Your Best Shot by Nickolas Lane, and I put the link to his information down below. My first piece of, I would say purchased or original art commissions ever. So I thought Magic Lasso, I thought you'd appreciate the Pat Benatar title to this piece. He called it "Hit Me with Your Best Shot." Perfectly titled for me. So as I mentioned, the girls aren't really here. I got a bunch of comics that I read this week. I'm going to try to be very gentle over this here, but I got a stack of books that I read this week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books I read this week. So we can get into a little bit of that and maybe see what you all are reading, you're all enjoying. I mentioned at the top, too, that I just watched Halloween 2, the reaction video that Perry did. So I've got horror movies on my brain. The girls aren't here, I know, but if you can think of a better like horror movie sequel than Halloween 2, I would love to hear it, because for me, I really struggle finding one that I like more than that. Halloween 2 for me is like the greatest horror sequel. I struggle to think of a better one, but I'm sure you in the chat might come up with one. Midnight Mass. No, I don't think I have, Michael. I haven't seen that yet. Let's see what we got here. I got some indies, I got some Marvel, and I got some DC as always. I'll do the DC first because I saw Legion in the chat, and he always makes me think of DC whenever I see him. I know he's a Hulk fan too, but I know he's been talking a bunch of DC. I've got Rom V's The Swamp Thing, issue 8 of the 10. And A Nice House on the Lake, issue 5 of that 10-issue miniseries. Those are the 2 DC books that I've got this week. I really enjoyed Nice House on the Lake. I think this was a great read. They really broke down everything that's happened in these first 5 issues and gave you a fun, like, scientific analysis. So if you're like, Nice House on the Lake has got a ton of info, I can't keep it up. Well, this issue focused on a character they named the Scientist, and she sort of broke it all down so that you could really understand what was going on. Really, really great. Miss So is in the chat. Oh, sorry, I got Sith, but he's saying hello to Miss So. Good morning. She's lurking. Hellraiser 2. That's a good one. So as a kid, when I was like a teenager and like junior high age, I was really into horror movies, and my buddies and I, when we had sleepovers, would always go and get a couple of VHS copies. So I saw everything in that 80s, early 90s era, like the classic horror kind of stuff. But yeah, Hellraiser. I haven't seen the Hellraiser movies in a long time. Friday the 13th. I feel like that series, I liked it as a kid, and I don't like it anymore. I don't know what it is. He was saying that movie was on Netflix. Oh, the show on Netflix. Okay. Oh no, you're on your own. I'm with Mrs. John at the horror movies. Yeah, this month is a horror just perusing channels. There's a lot of horror talk and horror things going on, right? It says Thomas is dressing up as Jason this year. Oh man, that's great. That's fantastic. So yeah, Nice House on the Lake continues to be great. Big twists, and I love, again, the scientific breakdown that was kind of a part of this issue, because it's a complicated story, the Nice House on the Lake story. Very complicated. Lots of things going on in there. And now we've got Swamp Thing, my other DC pickup, which I feel like I loved the first 5 issues. And then when it became a Suicide Squad book, I loved it a little bit less. And this was the best issue of the Suicide Squad storyline. I think they finally went back to the main story arc, and I liked it a lot more. Dave Collects Yaya says, what are the girls going as for Halloween? I know Kate is all about Stranger Things these days, and so she is looking into being 11. Not the Buzz Hair 11, but the 11 from season 3, the one that goes to the mall and has the, I don't want to say Punky Brewster-esque, but there's a little bit of Punky Brewster style going on to her costume in that season, with the overalls or the suspenders and the shorts and the funky shirts with the collars and stuff. So I think she is definitely going 11 from Stranger Things. Charlie is still trying to decide. I think she's always like the one going back and forth. And it used to be in the old days, we would get two costumes for her. Um, One that was like super simple and that she could wear, and if it ripped, we didn't care. And one that was like, you are wearing this one on the night, so you can't wear it until that night. So it's like she's still somewhere in the middle. Last time, 2 years ago, she was like an archer. She was like a almost like a fantasy D&D kind of character. So interesting. Ariel says, thank you for starting Shadecraft. Yes, it is so good. It is a really great series. And I don't know if they're going to do a sequel, but that mini series, the original storyline, really good. I hope they do a sequel. We are big Stranger Things fans. Looking forward to the new season. But I think it's now January. Is that what they pushed it to? I can't remember. So much Stranger Things stuff. Let me know if your daughters want to borrow my Stranger Things BMX bike. Of course you would have that. You've got all the cool stuff. Amazing. So, yeah, that's what Kate's going as. I don't think Charlie's decided. We'll have to see. I think she's still like, I don't know. Kate has her very first junior high dance on that, was it a Friday? So they have they can wear costumes to school that day and then take their costumes and go to it's an outdoor venue dance. So she is, 13, those teenage years are happening, awkward dances. I mean, I remember, maybe you guys shout out, what were those songs you danced to in junior high, that first dance, the awkward first sweaty dance, right? I think it was probably the Bryan Adams Robin Prince of Thieves, Robin Hood Prince of Thieves song. Everything I do it for you. I think that was probably like on rotation at any junior high dance that I went to. So there you go. So I'm curious how that goes for her. It's obviously a rite of passage for us all. I even got Scoops Ahoy Stranger Things employee only shirts. No way, dude. You are on another level. Tacoma says, Grit City Comic Fest today, his first con in 2 years. Very jealous. I'm seeing a ton of people getting a chance to go to cons in a lot of different places. So very jealous. Hoping maybe next year we can try the WonderCon again in Anaheim, which we really loved. Or if we've got a little money saved up, maybe we can fly to a con and see more of all of you, because I still missed out on MegaCon and I would love to go. We had a Billy Idol impersonator do a lip sync deal at a junior high dance. What? My junior high dances were like, we're just going to turn the lights down low in the auditorium. We're gonna put some speakers, connect it to a CD player, and we're gonna push play. Like, that's really about as far as my junior high dances went. So that's impressive. Hey, if the PTA thinks it's a good idea, go with it. Ariel Red says, for the original art fund. Thank you very much. And for those that don't know, this is my first piece of commissioned art. The artist's information, Nickolas Lane, is all down below. He's on Instagram. Great rates, amazing talent, worth the time. But let's throw some branding up here. The girls can still be a part of the show, even if they're not here. We can still do that. The magic. So here we go, Ariel. I know two for you. Yeah, what she's saying there, I asked her, hey, Charlie, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm petting Riley. That's what she says there every time. And then we got to do dolphin laugh. Hey? Thanks, Kavi. I know you've been hitting some cons lately and getting some great stuff. Yeah, my first I'm gonna one day I'll be able to be on your original Art Hour show and have a few pieces to share. But this is the first piece I've commissioned myself, and could not be happier with it. And now I'm gonna have to get motivated to frame these two pieces together, because when these two pieces, where do they go? Yeah, when these two pieces are side by side, woo, this is gonna be a very exciting wall to see. So I'm looking forward to making that happen here at some point. Okay. Careful. Good. We're back. No, nothing got hurt. So, yeah. So junior high songs. I didn't see a lot of dance songs get listed, but it was definitely Bryan Adams for me. Big O, what is going on? Thank you for coming by, my man. Framing gets addicting to. Thankfully, I've only got two pieces to worry about, right? So starting with those two, and then we'll see what happens after that. I'm not ready to like start a file system I'm not going that deep on this. So let's talk about some independent comics. I got two indies this week. I got an issue number 1 that seems to have some people saying that it's a great, thrilling, exciting first issue. Other people saying really, really light on story. And I don't know that I even understand quite what's going on with these characters. I wish there was more to this. I read it in a couple of seconds. And I understand both perspectives. I fall into the first group. I really do think this is Rick Remender's A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance, issue number 1 from Image. And Giant Generator is the other co-publisher. I thought it was a great first issue. I feel like the story is real subtle. It's not spending a ton of time giving you backstory of characters. It's just putting you in the moment and having you follow them around. It reminded me in this way a lot of History of Violence, which is a comic and a movie, and both really, really good, but really focused on the present, and issues in the past were still there, but we weren't flashing back and forth to them. So I thought this was a very solid issue 1, but I get the complaints. I get the complaints because if you're wanting something more action packed, more classically linear story, you might want something, more meat on the bone. You might want something more different than this, but I thought it was a solid issue 1. And like Sith is saying, I'm not usually a Remender fan. I've only read a few things. I never read his, Uncanny X-Force. I never read that run. I'm just kind of on the periphery. I've read just a few of the things by him. So it's just a little, it was a fresh breath of air for me, and I enjoyed that. Rick Remender's writing style, excited for the series and understand the criticism. There you go. So Jason gets it too. I mean, I was talking to Bearded Comic Bro about it last night because he really hated it and didn't like it. And I felt like I get it, but it didn't bother me. I felt like if this, after 2 or 3 issues, if it still feels like that, and then I would get upset with it. But for an issue 1, it gave me just enough to make me feel like, ooh, I'm really curious where this goes, and didn't get bogged down with exposition at all, because there's almost no exposition in this entire book, which isn't that a nice change of pace? I hear this a lot, that people are loving Uncanny X-Force, huge fans. I've just never gotten around to reading it. So at some point I got to make the time and just get the Marvel app going and just plow through it. So that was one of my independent books that I read this week. So might be interested in it. Remender said this was everything he ever wanted to put into a comic book, but couldn't. Ooh, I like that idea even more. Let's see here. So this was the other indie that I got this week, or Image comic book. This is issue 3 of the Me You Love in the Dark. And this was probably my read of the week. This, so for those that don't know, this is kind of a horror romance comic book. You have a young lady artist moving into a somewhat haunted house to work on her artwork and commune with spirits, in that she gets drunk and talks to the house. Issue 1 got the same Remender complaints. I know this is a Scotty Young book, but the same complaints of not much story, not much fleshed out, not much backstory. I found it very kind of cute, the first issue, very entertaining and just creepy enough to make me wonder, like, what is this ghost in this house? Because the ghost at the end of the issue says something to her. Well, issue 2 pushed that even further. And I thought issue 2 was better than issue 1 and gave me more of a sense of, is this a horror or is this a romance? Like, where is the line? Issue 3 is better than issues 1 and 2. I loved issue 3. I thought it was the best one yet. I think the romance element is clearly happening, but there's an undercurrent of she's not being fully honest with the creature, and the creature is clearly keeping something from her. And this is going to destruct this, destroy this budding romance. I think the lies and the secrets are going to come out, and it's going to definitely shake the book. So I really do like it. I think it's gotten better and better. And the concept was very simple at the beginning, and I think they've been peeling back the layers really nicely. Bonus is this issue of The Me You Love in the Dark, issue 3, mentions a really great movie that I love called About Time, from the same gentleman that did Four Weddings and a Funeral and Love Actually, which is a phenomenal romantic comedy and one that I forced Perry to watch. So it was fun to have a comic that I'm enjoying mention a movie that I love and have the connections that are going on there. I loved all that stuff. Sleepy reader, what is going on with you this morning? Happy Saturday to you. Almost done with my tea there. Sith Lordly says he agrees with the assessment on The Me You Love in the Dark. And I get the complaints. People who feel like there's just not enough story here. It seems really light on story. That was what Alec from White World Comics was saying on last month's Look Back show. For me, it was definitely enough, and I really, really enjoyed what they were doing. Rod the Rican with the super chat. What is going on? Perry says you should watch About Time with Bring Tissues. It's a phenomenal movie, but I'm glad you watched it and enjoyed it. Got the super chat from Rod. We're going to drop some branding for you, my man. Let's see what we got here for Rod. I know what we got for you, Rod. Here we go. There you go, my man. And let's try this one.
We got this city on rockin'. Meow.
What is going on? Promiscuous Time Traveler Kyle, you are saying that Me You Love in the Dark is awesome. I'm loving it too, but I get it. I can understand the complaints, but they don't bother me. I'm really into it. I've really been enjoying it. And I'm fine if this comic, The Me You Love in the Dark, I feel like it could end up being a full-on horror comic with a dark ending, or it could end up with a romance and a very happy ending, and I would be fine either way. I feel like they've laid the tracks nicely for wherever this story goes. So there you go. Sid says, when I'm reading 40-plus books a week, I don't mind a few being light on story. You are a beast when it comes to late night streaming for 9-10 hours and reading a ton of books. Reading my 7 and doing a couple of live streams a week just for an hour, that's enough for me. You're lucky to get a couple extra TikToks out of me when I have the time. So yeah, if you guys aren't following Sith Lordly, Steve's got some amazing stuff he does, and he reads his books, no question. It is happening. Thanks for the congrats on the art too, Rod. I appreciate it, man. Matt Woods is here. What's going on, sir? Hope everyone's having a great Saturday. Matt was on with Reggie Collects, and apparently, and I missed it, so I got to go back and watch it. But if you are not following Matt on YouTube, Instagram, you're missing out. And thanks for the heads up, because I got to head over and watch that video you did with Reggie now. Hope everything's going good. All right, I'm down to my Marvel books, and then I'm going to try to wrap this up. I will start with the X titles. I got New Mutants, issue 22, and Hellions issue 16, which I believe, and maybe Rod can let me know, I think this is wrapping up. I think they're only going for a few more issues. I know they're going through the end of 2021, but I don't think they're going a whole lot deeper and beyond that. So something to think about. So Hellions, I will say if the writing has shifted, it's not as funny. And that's my biggest complaint about Hellions right now is I loved it when it made me like every issue made me laugh. And I laughed several times. It's not happening anymore. I'm not laughing when I read this anymore. That's a real drawback to this book. It felt like the entertainingly sillier X title. And now it's trying to be more like X-Force, like it's just like an action comic, and I don't like it as much. So the last, I say, 2 issues, I have not been enjoying as much. I'm hopeful the comedy comes back a little bit because this was very heavy. Now, it was definitely dramatic as we watched sort of the lies of Mr. Sinister tear this team apart. He's been lying to them for so long, and so has Psylocke. Those lies are starting to tear everybody apart. That's powerful. I read the book for the comedy, and it's starting to like sort of drift away a little bit from that. Let's see. I missed Gorva Doll. Good morning to you. He says, John just caught the last part of The Me You Love in the Dark. Recommend it. Enjoyed Remender's new book and, of course, his Deadly Class, soon to end. And I've only read the first volume of Deadly Class, so that's one that I, over time, will have to catch up on. But I've got that first trade paperback I read. I do love The Me You Love in the Dark. I think it's really good. So it's they're only on issue 3. I'm sure there'll be an image trade of it around Christmas, maybe. I think it's really great. So it might be one of my favorite Scotty Young written pieces. Although, of course, Middle West is a fave as well. What else did I miss? People have been telling me about Sweet Paprika, and I have not read that yet. Looks like it's not really for me. Tried a few. There you go. Evil Mike likes it. There you go. Let's see. Hi, Gore. Haven't I seen you somewhere before? Are you guys jumping in and out of chats with each other? Yeah, he told me it's his top of the year. Wow, Sweet Paprika, top book of the year. Big time. Your favorite is By the Horns, which I have not read either. So I got some good ones. Perry Cooks with Paprika, which is solid. I saw BLC this morning on the Home of the New York Warriors. Yeah, I got no kids. Instead, I have original art. I unboxed this piece here behind me earlier. Absolutely in love with it, and couldn't be happier. And this is what it looks like with color. The artist made a version with color, like a digitally colored version, and it looks like that. So you can see a nicer high-res version. Unbelievable. So good. Geeking out here, man. Let's see here. What is Promiscuous saying? I cook with the blood of my enemies, Perry. That's dark. Kirby's pick of the week. Ooh, tonight's indie segments. Yeah, who's publishing this book? By the Horns. Kyle, let me know who's publishing that, because I feel like you and I have a similar taste in comics a lot of the time. I feel like my other Marvel book from the mutant side is New Mutants. I'm a big fan of anything that's going to have the evil villain lurking in our minds here. Oh my God. I'm like so tired this morning. I'm already forgetting the names of characters. So the villain from Legion, wow. Fan myself here for a little bit. Take a deep breath. It's a Scout comic. Okay. There we go. Scout comic. Okay, I'll have to look for that one. Somebody's going to tell me before I forget it. Well, I've been enjoying the New Mutant characters dealing with this classic X-Men villain that is escaping me in my brain, my sleep-deprived brain right now. It's a solid New Mutants cover. He's been basically little by little peeling their minds back, and then corrupting them in some way, but it's revealed in this issue that he's not doing it. His goal is not to traumatize them or to ruin them. He's there to try to strengthen them. He's kind of got an apocalypse. Yeah, Shadow King. Thank you, Sith. He's doing it not because he's trying to destroy them, but he feels like Krakoa is making mutants soft. He feels like their ability to resurrect is making them weak. And his goal is to toughen them up. And I thought that was a great twist. I had expected him as a villain. So to see him as like an anti-villain was a fun reveal and could really end this story arc in a fun way. So Shadow King for the win. I liked the twist. I liked the writing. I've been enjoying it. Is that Dan Percy? Sorry, is that Piercy? Not Dan Piercy. Is it Piercy? Yes, Philadelphia is amazing. Love Philadelphia. Let's see, where is it? This one is this is Vita. Vita Ayala has been writing New Mutants. So really enjoying that one still. I thought that was a solid issue all around. Michael says, I started reading Marvel 1602 by Neil Gaiman. Really enjoying it. That's the only Marvel I'm reading right now. That's a classic throwback read. Absolutely. Definitely read a bunch of that myself when I was a kid. Last Marvel book. Sounds like the sort of thing Hickman would have explored, if, right. Dark Ages, issue 2. Of course, I had to get the Laura Kinney all-new Wolverine cover. I thought this was a great variant. Love the Laura Kinney character. I know people love Tom Taylor right now, and I will say I like Tom Taylor on books like Nightwing. I don't like him on these things. This feels like Deceased to me. And I think Deceased is my least favorite thing Tom Taylor's ever done. This feels like Deceased. And it might just be when Tom Taylor has to play gets to play in those universes where things don't connect. He plays in those universes where it's like, no, this is an alternate dimension. This is not our characters. This is an else world. I don't care. The stakes are not as high, and the story just feels a little flat. And the emotions and the emotional connection to characters is like zero. So things just sort of fly through and happen without any real impact. And that's kind of how I'm feeling on Dark Ages at this point. It's like, it's entertaining. It's not horrible, but I'd give it like a 7 or a 7.5 out of 10 as far as entertainment goes for me. I think I like him better on books like Nightwing, where he's able to do, or All New Wolverine, where he's able to do a longer arc. Like the stakes, like Jay Hood is saying, what's up, Jay Hood? The stakes are real and the characters and emotions are stronger. So for me, I just feel like I'm not loving this. Like, I know other people are really all about it, and I'm just like, I don't care. I'm a little over it. Kyle says that the only Marvel he's reading recently is Avengers Mech Strike. There you go. Let's see here. I love that. I was happy just for the cover, right? And my girls are enjoying the Dark Ages books, so they've been reading those too. I've been digging it. It feels completely different from any other Marvel stuff. Absolutely. 1602 is definitely very different. Absolutely. And let's see here. Injustice Trade from the library. It feels a bit different though. Okay. But that is it. Those are all my new issues for this week. I bought a ton of trade paperbacks and volumes that I need to read. I got the hardcover volume 1 of Gideon Falls, which I've only read the first 2 trades thanks to my guy, Michael from the Downright Dirty podcast. But I've decided to go with hardcovers because I've enjoyed it so much. So I bought that hardcover. And I got the final volume of Ascender. So I'm going to read that. I have those 2 on my to-do list at some point. whenever I find the time. Next week is Omni X-Men on my channel. I'm going to have Justin on, and we're going to be talking about issue 133, which is kind of buried back here. We're going to be talking about this issue of Uncanny X-Men. We're going to have Chet-Eye Knight joining us to talk about Wolverine's, do they say it on here? I'm glad they don't say it on here. Wolverine's first solo story is how they often describe this book, but definitely a book that highlights what Wolverine is capable of. Absolutely. So we'll be chatting about this classic issue of the Uncanny X-Men. That's Tuesday night on my channel. And then I don't know that I have anything else next week. I think it's pretty chill after that. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Tomorrow night, I'm on Big Will's channel for Dungeons and Dragons. Long term, JP and I are trying to get time for Comic Gories to come back around. I know that there are some Comic Gories fans reaching out to me saying, "Are you guys still doing the show?" And I was like, "We did a bunch this summer, and for whatever reason, the views were like way down. Like people, I don't know if they didn't like the concept or how we did it. I thought it was a lot of fun, but we were like, oh, maybe we should take a little break and see how people feel about it, right?" It seemed like I thought we were doing some fun stuff this summer. Didn't go over as well as I had hoped, but we do want to come back at some point to do some more stuff in the fall here, and then follow through into some winter stuff. So it is on the books. We are trying to put it together, make it happen. So be on the lookout for that. Absolutely. D&D tomorrow night. Absolutely. I hope everybody has a great one. We will try to get some Comic Gories back for sure. And I hope everyone has a good weekend. Stay safe and be nice to each other. Bye, everybody.